on word of a mass shooting at a Christian school. Let's continue the conversation right now as we await a news conference any minute now. CBS News senior coordinating producer for crime and public safety, our unit there, Anna Schecter. Anna, just right off the top, need to let you know you and I may need to be interrupted to go back to Madison, Wisconsin for that news conference. But what are you hearing from your sources at this hour?
Sure. Well, the Madison Police Department is the lead. They've sent multiple officers to respond. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is supporting. They've also sent people, so you have multiple people responding. Multiple investigations are now kicking off right now. The ATF is involved. The FBI is aware and involved, lending their support. But this is very fluid now, so we're getting a flood of unconfirmed reports in, and all the officials that I'm talking to are pointing to this upcoming press conference that could start at any moment, where the Madison police chief will be giving the latest on this tragic situation at this Christian school in Madison. Reed.
And staying on that shot right now, and you can see parents waiting outside that reunification center, and they are glued to their cell phones. So that's why we wanted to keep that shot on the air, because this is their story today, parents and the kids. We understand, Anna, that 200 families are connected to that Christian school. When you hear news there from our CBS affiliate that hospital saying no appointments today, they're suspending all operations, what does that tell us about the all-hands-on-deck environment there at those hospitals?
Well, that is a very bad sign that they are anticipating so many people coming in that they are shutting down operations for others. You also don't see anyone coming out of that school. So this could be, anything could be going on right now within those walls, which is extremely troubling. But certainly the fact that the hospital is preparing for multiple people to come in, that's evident. Also the fact that this situation is so fluid, there are no evacuations of students right now, so that is also very telling. And federal agents who are watching, who didn't have time to get there, who are watching this play out, they're taking note of that as well. No one is coming out, no one is exiting, and you can just imagine what these parents are going through, anxiously waiting. It's unimaginable.
And for those of you who may just be tuning in there in the palm of your hand to CBS News 24/7, streaming coast to coast and worldwide, just once again, a mass shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin. A Facebook post from the Madison Police Department says police are investigating that shooting. The post, though, goes on to say multiple injuries reported. They also say, Anna, this remains an active and ongoing investigation. More information will be released when available. They are also saying people need to avoid the area, roads blocked off, giving the area of that, and then the media staging as well. How important is it from your perspective as somebody whose bread and butter quite literally is looking at crime and public safety, that people honor what police are saying and stay away from that area while they investigate?
In this crucial period of time where this is a very much an active situation, it is absolutely essential that people heed this. There's a reason that the police department puts this out. It's because they need their agents to be able to come to the scene and address the situation. Right now, it can be a chaotic situation. You have multiple teams of agents, and there's generally a lead and who will be distributing a strategy. But you're going to be having other agencies coming to support from nearby counties as well, and those roads need to be cleared also for ambulances to get to the hospital. So it's like a two-way street, and to have traffic on that road can just slow this down, and those could be life-saving minutes. So this is absolutely essential. Like I said, there is a reason that the police department is putting that message out right now at this time. Very important for locals to heed those warnings.
About 5 minutes have passed since that promised news conference from Madison, Wisconsin police, and as soon as we see it, our viewers will see it. But in covering mass shootings, I've been on the scene of these situations, these tragedies before. And we start to see, speaking to your point of teams, we see one team of police officers at the scene of the shooting. They are there to make sure that the shooter is neutralized or down or arrested. They are also there to attend to the wounded, but they're also there to investigate what happened. And we also, from our affiliate, saw some police officers going in to one of the hospitals as well. When a police officer in the midst of this situation is seen going into a hospital, what could they be doing in that situation?
Well, they could be there alerting the medical team with the latest updates. How many injured, how many casualties in total, the injured, the dead, what kinds of injuries, so that they can quickly prepare and get a medical team and a response right there at that front door, at that emergency room entrance, so they can triage as many patients as possible in that moment. Many of these hospitals have a plan in place for something like this, and so there's a lot of coordination between police who are responding to the shooting and those medical teams, and those are often set up. That line of communication has been established prior to this, because this is not, unfortunately in this country, this has become so common. This is not their first rodeo dealing with a mass casualty situation in Madison, Wisconsin, a large city. So there's definitely a cop or an investigator who will go and liaise with the medical team to ensure that they are as prepared as possible. It's interesting to me that we are not seeing much movement going in and out. I think that's actually very troubling potentially at this time.
Right.
But it also could be that they're just sort of tamping down and holding off, and we just really don't know. Even if the shooter has been neutralized, we don't have confirmed reports of that. We're getting a lot of unconfirmed reports, but we want to make sure that we are careful and put out only information that's been confirmed, Reed.
Right, because we know families who are terrified could likely be watching, and that is why this is such a sensitive time right now. It looks like police are walking up to a podium here any moment, so as soon as we hear affirmative that is about to happen, we will let you know, Anna, because we know that you, like we, would like to hear from police directly. In fact, we are looking, Anna, while you and I are live right now, at police approaching. While we get ready for them to take to the mic and we get ready to see what they have to say about what happened inside Abundant Life Christian School, I want to ask you how important are witness statements in the early hours?
Very important, because this is the beginning of a long road towards prosecution potentially. And so taking all of those witness statements, that is going to factor into a timeline that a local prosecutor is going to put together and eventually present likely to a jury. So all of these witness statements are going to be going into initial police reports that then are used down the road as the justice system plays out and takes its course. It's very important to investigators that this process is not tainted. They're very careful about the way that they record this information. Their names are on this, and they're held accountable if anything goes wrong. So this is a complicated situation where you likely have multiple officers taking witness statements. Possibly that is already underway. And with something like this, you're likely going to have multiple witnesses, and that's going to help piece together a story that a prosecutor will use to place the suspect at the scene of the crime and also attribute crimes to that suspect. So all of this, in the last half an hour and going on a few hours from now, this is these very crucial early hours when the first draft of history is getting written in those police reports.
A first draft of history hitting on the calendar right before these kiddos would have been going into their holiday break.